Good evening, everybody. Today we're going to be doing another of our rainbow builds. I'm going to be doing this room this time, and I'm going to be doing it red. So I was having a look and I was thinking like, oh, it could be an office space or it could be like a dining room. I might see if I can do sort of like a little combination of the both because we've got this weird little dip here. So I'm going to see whether I can make that into like just a little desk space, and then we can maybe do like a dining table in the middle section here. But yeah, this one's going to be red. So let's see how that goes. So the first thing I'm going to do is obviously we're going to pick what kind of floors we want. So I went with some woods, and obviously we had tiling in one of the other rooms. So let's see what kind of like different floors we have just based off of like red. I gotta try and pick like what kind of shade I want as well. So obviously this one's quite a dark red if we went with that. We do have carpet as well, but if this is going to be like a dining room, we don't really want it to be red because I think that would be very bright. And like as well, obviously you wouldn't want carpet in a dining room just because it'd be like really messy. I think something like a little bit more toned down might work. This one's quite nice, but I don't really know if it's something that you would have like in a dining room. To be honest, I have no idea where you would even use that. I do kind of like this dark like wood. The only issue that I have with it is that we're having two completely different woods then if we went with that, because we've got like nice clean wood floors in the purple room, but this one's like a bit more of a rustic one. We do also have this one that's just like a nice plain red. I think they're like, yeah, they are still panels, so it does kind of go with the ones we picked in the other room. So I could just go with that one. I think I am. Let's go with that one, and let's have a look at what sort of red walls we have. I would like this room to be like a little bit more modern, I think, because you tend to have that in a dining room like slash office space. So something with a skirting board could be really good. We've also got ones obviously like this where they have like a pattern on them. That could be good for an accent wall though. The problem is if I pick the exact same red as the floor, it kind of all just blends together. So I would like there to be like some kind of little bit of a disconnect between the two. I think I'm going to go with this one just because it sort of matches the floor, but you've got that nice like little skirting board that kind of like breaks it up a little bit. Okay, so the idea that I had was that we were going to have a little desk in this corner here. So maybe we'll do that first. Let's see what kind of things we've got. Another option was that I was going to put like a bookcase there, but the bookcase might be better off like along this wall here. I've got a few nice sort of red looking desks. I don't really know which one I want to go with though. I wanted it to look like kind of like sleek modern, if that kind of makes sense. This one's really nice, but it doesn't really work with the darker like wood that we've got along the skirting boards and in the paneling. This one's another option. I feel like we're going to end up doing a lot of like dark browns with reds, which to be fair, I'm not mad at. I'm just worried that this room is going to be really dark. I think I am going to go with this one. I think this one looks like it fits in with the room the best, and I definitely want to do like loads of just like shelving directly above the desk itself. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to do the shelving in brown just because it'll match with the sort of skirting boards and the desk that we've actually picked there. So something like this would work quite well, and we can just do it. I'm trying to think of where we can do it. It doesn't really work in a lot of places because it kind of cuts into that board there, but we could just link it up a little bit. There we go. So sort of what I've done is like line it up with the top part of the paneling here, and then just sort of added it like randomly underneath. I think that looks alright. Like I was saying though, I think it's really dark in this room, so I kind of want to add like more than just this one little lighting that we have in at the minute. So I'm going to start with that, and then we'll see how bright I can actually get this room. Okay, so adding more lighting definitely helps. I'm going to add one just directly above there, and then I mean we do obviously want nicer ones in here. Well, this is the kind of thing I was thinking though for like lighting is like a good centerpiece or like center lighting. We do have like this as well, which is obviously red, and that works kinda because it's quite modern. Oh, there's a red one of these as well, but it's like a bit of a mix of different red. We've got like a thing. I don't know. I think it's like I'm doing like quite sleek design, so like something like this would actually work better. That looks really good actually. I like that. Let's go with that one. Then I am still gonna include the little light that I've added there, but I'm gonna move it a bit here. There we go. The room's way brighter now. I prefer this. Okay, so now that we've got our like cute little light in, I can continue decorating the desk that we've got over in the corner. So obviously we're going to need a chair as well. So we're going with the more sleek ones. I really like this one for like more sleek designs, but it has like a gold rim around it, which I don't know if that particularly goes, but it does kind of match the window that we've got there. How does that look? I think that looks okay actually, you know? Any chance that we've got any good looking red curtains? We've got a few like fancy looking red curtains. I'm just trying to work out like which ones would actually look okay with it. Go with something really fancy like this. It's literally got like a wooden part at the top of it. This would actually be really nice if I can line it up with where I've like the top of the board there. So if I just move this a second, I was thinking like here could be really good and then pop it back in. Okay, I like that mainly just because I can also put some stuff on top of it and it'll look really good. I'm not going to lie, now I'm looking at the floor and I think the floor might be bright. Let's see if there's like a darker wood that might work a little bit better. If we had like a red wood or like this, I wish it wasn't angled. Ooh, oh, we've got this one. This one's really fancy. Calling this red, but I don't think that's red. This one I think might work the best. Still don't know if it's red though. I feel like I might be cheating a little bit. I could do this slanted one, you know. I do think it's better because it's much darker. We'll go with that one. I think that looks alright. Okay, and then obviously we want to do our little desk over here. So what do I want on it? What can I get that's red? We do actually have a red computer, so that does actually kind of work. Now, do we want the like really fancy like curved green or do we want like just regular? I think regular is probably the best option. Then obviously we're going to want a little red lamp as well. I have a feeling like an older lamp might be a little bit better, so something like this would work quite well. I don't know why it's so big though. Let's see if it still works. Like, it might be big. No, it's okay. It's not too bad. I just need to move it a little bit though. More like there. That looks okay. I kind of like that. The gold on it as well matches the chair that we've put there. Then just need a couple of more little bits that are just going to like decorate the desk itself. There you go. So I just picked some books and then like a little pot thing of tissues. Then we've got these shelves up here, which I have to decorate as well. So I'm just going to move that temporarily while we just fiddle around with what kind of things we want up there. Because we've got loads of like little red boxes, which are like perfect. But I think I am going to have to make them slightly different. Okay, so I just added in a little craft cubby, couple more boxes and a little plant, and then we've got the ones on the top shelf as well to decorate. I think I want to do a little plant as well on top of this thing, which I've never used this in like any of my builds, and I really like it because it is just basically another shelf. Ooh, I found this really good like red plant, but I don't know, are they gonna work there? It's kind of like a bit too big, I think. What about if I make it smaller? Could it work in this corner? I don't really know what I was gonna do in this corner. I think I was gonna books there. We'll put it there for now and see how it looks later on. At this point I'm just adding like loads of little random bits. So I found this really cool little shape. I'm gonna make it slightly smaller. I think it's supposed to be like a weird decoration. I'm gonna just add it like that. Okay, I'm pretty happy with all the stuff on the desk there now. Obviously we want to add a couple of things up here as well on this weird little like extra shelf that we've got. I don't really know what else I'm gonna add on there though, because obviously you can't really reach up there. So it's kind of like you don't want to use it as complete shelving. You might want like little bits. I don't even know. What would you put up there? So I found this weird like sculpture that I just made like really small. I could put that in the middle. What about plates? You could totally have plates up there. Hang on, let's see, because I know that you can get like commemorative plates. Yeah, like this sort of thing. At least this one's red. You could have like 3 of these. Is that weird? Would you have plates up there? I don't know. You could have 3 plates and then maybe like another plant. Do 1 big one and then 2 more ones. Is that weird? I don't know. I feel like it looks okay. It looks okay, and it works because we're in a dining room, so I'm happy with that. I do I want another plant, or is that just a bit weird? I don't know whether it maybe looks a little bit too staged. If I just put another plant there, how does that look? That looks okay. I like that. Okay, cool. Now we can move on to the rest of it. So what I wanted was kind of like book here along this edge. Do we have any good... Oh, we got like this, but it's way too modern, I think. There's definitely some older ones. Got some like old sort of redwood kind of ones. So something like this could work, but I'd want 2, and I don't know if they're going to look strange like right next to each other because I wanted them a bit longer. Does that look weird? Like with them being next to each other? Would it be better if they were just like pushed up a little bit? That looks okay, because what I'm thinking is you can just put a little bin here. You tend to have a bin next to your desk anyway. And I'm not gonna lie, I literally always forget the fact that you do normally have a little bin next to your desk to put like all of your like paper rubbish in and things. So, oh, we do have red bins. Okay, that's good. Those are like kids ones though. I don't know if you'd pick one this size. We could put that just like here. But that looks okay. I'm like not mad about it. It's a bit bright, but hang on, let's have a look at the other one, the one that's like this. This one's nicer, but it does have a dinosaur on it. Can you tell it has a dinosaur on it? Not really. So I'll take it. I'll take it. You can't tell. Now we have a bunch more space up here to be able to put more clutter. So I'm trying to think of what else we could actually put up there. I'm half tempted to like just add like these on top, but they're not really the same color, which kind of sucks. Or like what else have we got for surfaces? We've got like these things. They don't really go either. Okay, so let's just maybe just add some more plants and things top part of that. We could also add like I don't know, vases maybe? Or you could just do like little storage boxes and stuff because can't really reach up there very easily. It makes sense that you'd have stuff that you wouldn't use like all the time. You could also have like a little bag leaning against there. There you go, there's a little bucket. I don't know if that's going to kind of ruin the vibe. This room is looking very cluttered, but to be fair, a lot of the rooms that we've done so far have been a little bit cluttered. I think that would be fine if it was slightly smaller. There we go. And then maybe just like a couple of plants on the other end, and then that should look alright. Problem is we're running out of plants that I actually like that are red, although we do have this like little collection here of just like a bunch of flowers, if that's gonna look okay. It's got some that aren't red, but they definitely look like ones you'd have on the floor. Okay, like that one, and then if we have like a slightly shorter red plant, that would be something like this might work. Yeah, that works. Okay, then we've got our whole main section here. So obviously we're gonna want like maybe a rug. How many good red rugs do we have? I feel like this room is definitely a bit of a clash of a bunch of random stuff, but it's not awful. Let's pick our table first, I think, and then from there we pick our rug. So it doesn't really fit a long table like that in. Do a round table, or we can just pick like a slightly shorter one like this. That could work too. We'll go with that one. I think that one fits in with the like feeling of the room like a bit better because it's a bit more formal. Then we gotta pick our chairs. So I'm gonna pick something a bit fancier because that kind of goes with it, but we don't want it to be like too old-fashioned. I'm worried that table might be a bit too old. This might work. Yeah, that works actually because it's a bit sort of in the middle. It's very like plain. And then we'll go with a lot of chairs. Maybe move it a little bit this way. Then I definitely want a rug underneath just to split the room up a little bit. I think so far we've added a room in like we've added a rug in like every room of the house, but I just really like rugs. I feel like rugs would be in every room if you didn't have like carpet. We gotta find a rug that like is red but doesn't look like too old, but is also like still quite nice. Just pick something plain like this. That could work, but it's a square, so it doesn't really work as well. I'd rather it be rectangular. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this one just because it's got red on it, but it also just like looks really good in this room. I really like this rug. I normally actually use the like well-traveled one as opposed to like clean version of it, but I really like that one. I think it looks really good. Then if we have some like little flowers to go on this table, that would be great. So like little red ones like this work. Yeah, they're pretty. I like that. Okay, then we've obviously got all of like this wall here to do something with. So I am tempted to just like shift everything up a little bit just so that we can put in like an additional table, maybe with some like light something on it. How does that look? You can still get in pretty well there. Then let's have a look at like what surfaces we have. We do have this thing, which is kind of ugly, but it is red and it has like loads of plates and things in it, which does make sense. So I did just have this idea though as well. This is kind of like an older room, like it looks a little bit older. What if we had a fireplace in there? Because that would look really cool. So we could do like a wooden fireplace, but I'm not really sure. Problem is a lot of them have like loads of white on them and we haven't really done a lot of white in this room. See, I feel like this one works the best. It's not like red enough. So I kind of worked out a way to fix it. If I use like this weird marbling, or like would it work as well? No, it's got like bright lights in it. But if I use this like a marble and I basically just raise it up and put one on top of the other, it does actually like hide brick that we've got there. Obviously the only issue is that we can't see the actual fireplace, but there is a fix for that where you can just add in a window and it'll basically come to any object added, and I'll show you that in a sec. I'm not entirely sure whether this is actually going to work. I'm just like having a look and messing around with it a little bit, see if it looks okay. The issue is obviously we've got loads of lumps. It doesn't like look amazing. It would be better if it was more accurate to the actual size of the thing. Okay, I'm probably going to ditch that idea. I'm trying to think if there's another thing that I could do though that might work better. Okay, so I found this thing, which is, I don't even know, what is this? It's a shelf thing, and this kind of worked. If I just put it like there, it looked better than what we currently have. It's a shame it's white though again, but it kind of works. So I'm gonna see if I get a window now, can I get like this bit to work? Okay, so my plan did not work. That is really annoying. Okay, that's fine. I might just have to stick with the fact grey. An alternative is that we add a more modern one in that does have white on it, like this one. It's not awful. I'm wondering whether I can actually cover up just that top part, because that would be great. What if I just like whacked a shelf on top of it? It almost works. It's not the right length, like out. Is there a different shelf that might work better? This one? Oh, that is huge. Okay, too big. Okay, I really do want it to fit. So what I'm going to do is actually pull it backwards a bit into the wall. Okay, there we go. So what I did was just literally like push it back a little bit into the wall, and now we've managed to get it to work. So just gotta add back in my wallpaper. Same to the outside. There we go. Okay, so I've managed to fix it. It looks okay. Like, I'm happy with it. It looks better than it did previously. I can now add stuff onto the top of it. So I was thinking just like like some lights and stuff. I think that could look really nice. Like some old-fashioned lights that you could have like two of on either side. So like something like this that you you could then have like here and then one on the other side as well. Does that look a bit weird? I can't tell. I do think it looks a little bit weird, but I can't tell why. I really like this thing, but I don't think it works very well with like the aesthetic we've got going. I think it'd be good if we could get like one thing in the center of this that is like a center, so something like this would work, but it would look better if it looked a little bit nicer. Or like we've got candle or this thing. Ooh, see, this is where I could use this thing. So I was thinking before with this, just like make it slightly smaller and you just put it on top, but I don't know if it's too modern. It looks kind of cool. I definitely think you now need lights though, because if you don't have lights, you can't really see it very well. Ooh, we could have wall lights actually. They look kind of cool and they fit perfectly in these little crevices there. Oh, it's slightly off. Yeah, a bit more tight than that. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, then we've got this corner here, which I guess I could just put another plant into it. It's quite a nice plant. Yeah, I like that. That looks really good. Okay, and then finally we have this wall here, which has nothing on it, and I think a good picture like would look good there. Now, do we have any red pictures? We've got like a few that might work, but the problem is it's quite an old like style room, so it kind of needs to be something that matches that old style of it. A glass of wine. So I'm not gonna lie, there's not a lot of like older pictures that would go there and actually look okay. Got like a Christmas one there, but again, it doesn't look that great. I feel like oddly enough, a movie poster will look the best here, just because like it matches the colours really well. But I kind of wish it was bigger. Or we've got like this, but that's definitely a more modern tapestry, like could work. I feel like this room is like a bit extreme. Like there's a lot of like different textures. But fair, this matches the rug that we've got here. So it does actually kind of work. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. I think I'm done with this room though, because if I add more to it, then it's going to start looking really extreme. Where did my lamp go? I had a lamp over here. Okay, there we go. I added my lamp back in. And I think that's all that room done for today. And there is our red living room / study done. I do think that it's a little bit of a mesh of a bunch of random stuff, but to be honest, like looking at it, it is like quite a nice room. I think that like there is like a bit of obviously theme to it where we've kind of gone with a bit of like old sort of Victorian style, but then also like a little bit of modern, obviously, as we've got like the modern chair and we've picked kind of like the modern chairs around the table as well. I really think that my favorite part though is actually the window. Really like this one because I think that the curtains that we've picked for it actually look really good. I also really like the little desk space as well. I think it looks really cute. I've tried to go like a little bit more toned down with the stuff that I've put on the desk and the stuff behind it as well in this build, and I think that it works with this room because we've already got a lot going on with the wallpaper. I'm glad that I was able to sort out the little fireplace as well, just because I think a fireplace in a dining room is quite a nice little touch. But let me know what you think of this build in the comments below. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. On the screen is a playlist of all of the other builds for this house so far. We're moving on to the upstairs next episode, so stay tuned for that. There's also a recommended video on the screen, so if you enjoyed this one, please do check that one out. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you all have a fantastic evening.